Hello and welcome to Study English with me on English Mastery Hub. My name is Karen and you are in Karen's Corner. The theme for our series this year, Study English with Me, is by Walt Disney, who said, "All of our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them." And that is the message we want to put across at English Mastery Hub. We are here to help you achieve your goals and reach your dreams in learning English. Remember, when you look on our website to find my glossary, you go to the control panel, and this is a tool that you can use to record any words that you are not familiar with. You can set yourself reminders. You can translate the word into your own language, and this is your own personal dictionary to help you improve your vocabulary. Check it out, it's really worthwhile. So for our Spotlight On, which is a new feature in our Study English with Me series, what we are going to focus the spotlight on today is the writing assessment. Many of you say that the skills you struggle with in English are writing and speaking. Let's look then at the writing assessment. It is found under the control panel. Scroll down, you will see writing assessment, and when you click on it, it looks something like this. And you may write in the block. And so in order to show you the feature, I have written a short paragraph from a story I wrote, A Winter's Tale, the story of an old tree. I must warn you to keep your writing per paragraph, otherwise the assessment is not that accurate at this stage. So there is my writing. A Winter's Tale, the story of an old tree, and I have posted it in and clicked submit, and this is the response we got. Let's look at that. First of all, punctuation. There should be some commas that have been left out. The narrative switches between past tense and present tense, and this is often the case when telling a story, but they are saying it is essential to maintain consistency in verb tenses to avoid confusion. Sentence structure could be broken down into 2 sentences. Make your sentences shorter. Consider varying the vocabulary and sentence structure to add richness and depth to the narrative. And descriptive language, enhance the description of the tree's physical state and emotions during winter to create a more vivid image for readers. Using sensory details to evoke a stronger emotional response. Overall, the writer shows a good understanding of storytelling, but can further improve by focusing on punctuation, verb tense consistency, sentence structure, vocabulary variety, and descriptive language. For more guidance, you can explore the resources on English Mastery Hub. So there is the feedback. Try it out for yourself and see what response you get and build on from there. For today, our blog, which is found on the very right-hand side of the home page, is called Start Today. Tomorrow may be too late. This is a warning, a prophecy. Start today. Tomorrow may be too late. The article is at an A1 to A2 level, and you get words that are commonly used. These words are at a level that you should be familiar with. There's a phrasal verb to start off, meaning to begin something, and the idiom better late than never, which sort of says contrary to the name of the article, it is better to do something late than not at all. There is an audio which you can listen to after you've watched this video and read along at the same time, the written text. For now, please practice the technique of shadowing, mouthing silently to yourself while I read the article. Start today. Tomorrow may be too late. Many people say, I will start tomorrow. We've all heard that when it comes to dieting. They could go and diet next week. People want to learn a new skill, exercise, or study more. But tomorrow does not always come. This is why it is important to start today. When you start today, you take the first step. It does not need to be big. A small step is enough. For example, you can read 1 page, write a short note, or walk for 10 minutes. You can start off with a small action. These small actions will help you move forward. If you wait, you may lose time. Time is very important in life. Every day is a chance to do something new. If you use your time well, you will feel happy and proud. But if you wait too long, you may feel sorry later. Think about your future, what you want to be, what you want to do. If you start now, you will be learning and growing every day. Next week, you'll be improving your skills. Next month, you'll be reaching your goals step by step. This is how success begins. Sometimes people feel afraid. They think they're not ready. But no one is perfect at the beginning or ever. You learn by doing. When you try, you get better. Do not be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are part of learning. You can also ask for help. Talk to a friend or a teacher. They can give you advice and support. When you work with others, you feel stronger and more confident. It is also helpful to make a simple plan. Write your goals and decide what you will do each day. This will help you stay organized. When you finish your tasks, you will feel good. Remember, success does not come in a day. It takes time and effort. But if you start today, you are already on the right path. Do not wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. Many people say they will start later, but later can become never. So take action today. Even a small action is better than no action. Start now. It is better late than never. In the end, starting today can change your future. You will be building a better life step by step. So do not wait. Start today because tomorrow may be too late. Wise words indeed. The grammar that we're going to look at is the future continuous tense. And we use this tense to talk about actions happening in the future over a period of time. I will be studying at university next year. You will be improving your skills. You will be reaching your goals. We use the future continuous to show actions that will be in progress in the future. This time tomorrow, I will be studying. To find out more about the future continuous tense, open our grammar book under courses, go to slide 23, and I beg your pardon, that is the future perfect tense. So let's go back to slide number 2 and look again. We want to find the future continuous tense. Slide number 27. The future continuous tense is the subject plus will be and the verb with ing. At 10 p.m. tonight, I will be sleeping. They will be watching the football match tomorrow evening. Should be a negative. They will not be watching the football match tomorrow evening. They will not be. Did you spot that error? They will not. To make that sentence negative, we need to add in a not. They will not be watching the football match tomorrow. And the question, will she have learned enough by the test? I'm not sure that that is correct because it doesn't follow the same format. Is will plus be and the verb plus ing. So stick to this. Use as an ongoing action at a specific future time, planned actions or expected actions in the future. And the signal words, they normally include a time phrase. Tomorrow, next week, by a certain time, in a few hours. So this is the future continuous tense. We have on the next slide, I need to get rid of this to be able to scroll up, a conversation. What will you be doing? I will be studying. Will you be coming? And then a short story. So that is the future continuous tense, talking about actions that will take place at a given time in the future. Let us look then at the 5 questions based on the article. Why is it important to start today? Now, some of these questions you can answer directly yourself. If you're not sure, refer back to the article. Tell me if you agree with my answers or not. Drop me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Like and subscribe to our channel as always. We look forward to hearing from you and to helping you on your English learning journey. Remember, it is important to start today because what we put off to tomorrow might never happen. And what is an example of a small step you can take? Read 1 page of an article, 2 pages of an article. The important thing is to start. By next week, you will have maybe read a chapter or 2 chapters of a book, and you can measure your progress. Think of building a wall. A wall is built brick by brick. You cannot just erect a wall out of nothing. You have to physically put brick by brick into place, cement that brick in place, make sure your foundations are strong in your learning journey before you can continue. Why should you not be afraid of mistakes? Because as it says in the article, we can learn from our mistakes. Remember, as I said to you, mistakes are part of learning. The article says no one is perfect at the beginning. I would go on to say no one is ever perfect. Even people that have been studying for a long time can make mistakes. We are all human, and it is perfectly acceptable to make a mistake, to learn from your mistake, and to proceed from there. What can you do to stay organized? Organization is a key skill because if you put down a plan of action, you have a road to follow. You know what you're going to do the next day. And so it helps to make a simple plan, write your goals, reward yourself when you achieve a goal. Why not? And in that way, your language journey will become meaningful for you. What are you waiting for? Get started. I love to hear from you and see you next week. Bye bye.